We are really on Peches Hamid Beis, but we're in the middle of a Gemara. Let's go to Peches Hamid Aleph, 88A3, 5 lines from the end of the page. Okay? The Gemara is speaking, a woman wants to collect the Kesubah from the Yosemim, or not in front of the husband, or whatever, she has to swear, right? That's what we're learning. So Rabbi Shimon said in the Mishnah, calls Machi Teves Kesubasa, anytime a woman claims her Kesubah from the heirs, meaning from the children, because the guy died, so then they can make her swear. That's what Rabbi Shimon said. So Gemara asks, Ahai, in which case of the Mishnah, Rabbi Shimon Ahai, what case is he going in the Mishnah? In other words, Rabbi Shimon obviously is arguing the Chachamim, which means the Chachamim say you don't have to swear. Comes along, Rabbi Shimon says, no, anytime you collect the Kesubah, you have to swear. What's the case? So the Gemara says, Amar Rabbi Yirmiyah goes on the case, in the case of the Frashlei B'Fanav. The Mishnah said, if a woman or somebody wants to collect, including the woman, not in front of the husband, Leisipara Ela B'Shvua, she can only collect if she swears. That means anything she wants to collect, she has to swear. Okay. It doesn't matter if she's coming to collect food, or she's coming to collect the Kesubah. If the husband is not there, okay, that the Chacham say you have to swear. Then Rab Shimon L'Meimar, okay, then Rab Shimon comes along and says, calls Manchi Tves Kesubah, so if she's asking for her Kesubah, then your Shamash B'nai, so the kids can make her swear. Ein Tevas Kesubasa, okay, what happens if she's not demanding the Kesubah, she's only demanding food? Remember we said last time, the widow, as long as she's alive or not married, again, she collects food from the husband's estate, right? Plus, when she finishes that, she can collect the Kesubah. Once she collects the Kesubah, there's no more food. So the Gemara says, Reb Shimon comes along and says that anytime she collects the Kesubah, she has to swear. Okay? So the Gemara says, what case is he going on? So the Gemara says, according to this, what's important? According to Rabbi Yirmiyah, it means like this. The first opinion of the Mishnah says, whether she collects mezainis, food, or she collects the Kesubah, she has to swear. Comes along Rabbi Shimon and says, no, on the Kesubah she has to swear, but not on the food. Okay? Which means Rabbi Shimon really would be lenient more than the original opinion. The Chachamim say food doesn't matter. Food, clothing, shelter, Kesubah, she always has to swear. Comes along, Shimon says no. What are they arguing in? In the argument of Chanan u'bnei Kainim Gedalim, between Chanan and the kids of the Kainim Gedalim. Betran, mi shalach lemdina siyam. If a guy went overseas, v'ishti tevas mezainis, and his wife says, I want to be fed. Right? They're not divorced. They're still married. He goes overseas. It comes after a time. The wife says, I have nothing to eat. I mean, come on, get me some food, right? So Chanan Aimer Tishara himself. So Chanan says she only swears when she wants to collect the Kesubah. But she to Shava Batchila, at the beginning, meaning when she asks for food, she doesn't have to swear. So according to Chanan, she only has to collect when she wants to collect the Kesubah. If she's collecting food only, she doesn't have to swear.
So who's she requesting the food from?
From the Bezdin to go into the husband's estate and collect the money. There's no orphans, the guy's still alive, right. And they're still married. I mean, whatever. And the Gemara says, so the children of Kainim Gedalim argue on Chanan, and they say no. Tishava betchila ubesav. She has to swear for food and for Kesubah. Right? So that's exactly what we find in this Braisa, whatever it is. What does it say? Okay? No, it's a Mishnah. That what? Chanan says if she collects the Kesubah, she has to swear. If she collects food, she doesn't have to swear. Right? And the Chachamim, the Bnei Kainim Gedalim, say no, she always has to swear. That's exactly what the Rab Shimon and our Chachamim are arguing. Rab Shimon says only for the Kesubah she has to swear, not for food. And the Chachamim say anything you want to collect, food or Kesubah, you have to swear. Okay, so Maskal Rav Sheshes. So now Rav Sheshes asks the question: if that's what Rav Shimon means, that means he's talking about food, right? Not a Kesubah, correct? Hayarshim mishpiyanesa. The Mishnah said the Yarshim, the heirs, make her swear. Now, if a lady's collecting food, and that's what you're saying the Mishnah is referring to, how does orphans get in here? How do heirs get in? Bezdin makes her swear. She's coming to Bezdin and said, Bezdin, my husband didn't leave me any food. Give me food from the estate. So who makes her swear? Bezdin. But our Mishnah doesn't say Bezdin makes her swear. It says the Yeshayimim, the orphans, the heirs make her swear. So it can't be the case that she's asking for food because there's no heirs then.
And on behalf of the children, make them
But Yoshi means the guy died. There's a case the guy's alive, he just overseas. She comes and says, he didn't leave me any food, give me food. Yeah? So who makes her swear? Bezdin. How do Yoshim get in here? The Gemara is learning that our Mishnah is speaking in a case where she wants food and Kesubah from, or food at least, from the estate. The husband's alive, he just went overseas. That's how Reb Shimon is learning it, right? So okay, but until then, we assume he's alive. A guy goes overseas, can his wife remarry? When? When can she? When there's two witnesses that say he died. Right? Therefore, in the olden times, by the way, it was not uncommon. If a guy went on an overseas trip, don't forget, they didn't have the airplanes with the, or the cruise liners. There were rowboats, and sailboats, and it was mamish dangerous. I mean, and over there, who knows what you got killed, you didn't get killed. It was a wild west over there. So many people, when they went on journeys overseas, they gave a get to the wife before they left. Why? In case he doesn't come back, she's not going to be stuck as a naguna. She'll be
Let's say he did come back, how are they going to do it?
well, so he comes back, they'll remarry each other again. Yeah, make a chuppah again, get married, if they want.
Or it could be,
She might not want, she may have found somebody else instead.
it could be conditional get in so many months if I'm not back. Or,
Okay, again,
Yeah.
it could be done any way, but I'm saying Lepel, many people would write a get that she should. We learned already in the Gemara in Shabbos says that Rabbi Shabbos spoke a whole sikha to the Tomcha Tamimim about this. The Gemara says in Shabbos, Kol hayetzel l'machem es beis David, kreisiv get krisis li'ishtei. The Gemara says, whoever went as a soldier in David HaMelech's battles, before they went to battle, divorced their wife. Why? Because God forbid he could be missing in action, and you don't know where he is, what he is, and then we won't have witnesses that the guy died, and then she won't be able to remarry. So again, it could be, but Lepel, he didn't write a get. Or even then, even if he wrote a get, she can, but where do heirs get into the picture here? Bezdin makes this, we're not the heirs. It's like it said, Maskal Sheshas Hayar Shemi Boile Meshpine. So what do you according to this, why is a Mishnah saying the heirs make her swear? Bezdin Mashpine Semi Boile. It should have said Bezdin makes her swear, because that's who's making her swear. Alam Rav Sheshes says like this. Rav Shimon, who says when she collects the Kesubah has to swear, it's speaking another case. Another case. What does it mean? He says like this. It's another din. What happens if a woman, the widow, her husband died? There's another case than what we just said. The widow, the husband died. She goes straight from the funeral to her father's house. Or she goes back to the father-in-law's house, but she did not become the administrator of her husband's property. So then, the Yorshim cannot make her swear. Okay? Because, like the Mefarshim explain, Because the husband exempted her from swearing. Right? The husband exempted from swearing. But if she becomes an apotrupa after the husband's death, from now onward, they can only make her swear for the future, and they cannot impose that she cannot swear what she managed the husband's thing during the lifetime of the husband. Meaning like this. If the husband trusted the wife, then she doesn't have to swear. Right? So what happens? The guy died, the father died, and the wife went straight back to her father's house. She's done with the family, right? Or she goes back to the kid, to her father-in-law's house, but she doesn't become a guarantor, an administrator on the property. Now the kids want her to swear that she never stole money in the past, or she honestly, they want to make it swear that she never took money. So the din is, you can't make her swear on the past, only on the future. Because if the husband believed her, the kids cannot say, we don't believe you.
How do you know the husband believed her?
He made her in charge.
He made her in charge and said, you don't have to swear.
So what is different? What is the Gemara say these two cases from the kever goes to his father house? So what doesn't matter. To the house.
One second, and then Rab Shimon comes along and says, if she's claiming the Kesubah, the kids could make her swear. Okay? Meaning, if she wants to collect the Kesubah from the Yisaimim, from the heirs, they can make her swear. Now, what happens if she's not claiming her Kesubah? They cannot make her even after his death. Only for the Kesubah they can make her swear, but not even as an administrator after the death. The Chachamim hold, after what passed, you can't make her swear because the husband trusted her. For the future, but she becomes an administrator for the future, then they can make her swear. Comes along Rab Shimon, and this is the way they learn our Mishnah. That's the case of our Mishnah. Comes along Rab Shimon and says, only when she collects the Kesubah can you make her swear. But if she's not collecting the Kesubah, she's only an administrator on the property, the kids cannot make her swear, not in the past, not in the future. That's Rab Shimon's opinion. Okay, where do we find a similar argument? So Gemara says, the arguing in the machlekes between Abba Shol and the Chachamim. What's the argument between Abba Shol and the Chachamim? The Tanakh, it says in the Mishnah like this: an administrator that was appointed by the orphan's father, meaning by the guy himself, Yishava, okay, that he has to swear to the kids that he never took any property from them. Meaning like this: if a father appointed an administrator, and then he dies, right? And then the kids grow up, he has to swear to them, or they can make him swear, that he never took or stole any property. What happens, Binu Bezdin? What happens if the court appointed him? Then Lo Yishav, he doesn't have to swear. Okay? Meaning, let me explain this. The reason for this is it's very interesting. It's called Takonas Ha'elam. It's a benefit for the world. B'chlal, Yisaimim, right? That we learned the definition of orphan. They can't handle things on their own. Okay. They need somebody to run their place. They need an administrator. Now, you can understand if an administrator can always be accused of taking stuff, and he always has to swear, right? Who'd want to be an administrator? So the first opinion says like this. When the father appoints him the administrator, so obviously the guy owed the father one. He owed him a favor. So therefore he had to become an administrator. So over there he could swear. We're not afraid nobody's going to become an administrator because in this case the father appointed him. Obviously the guy owed the father a favor and therefore he agreed to be the administrator of the kids. But when Bezdin appoints him, but the Chacham say you don't have to swear.
Why?
Because who would want to be an administrator? If Bezdin makes me an administrator on the kid's property, and every stupid little thing I'm going to have to swear, who wants it? Who wants the headache? So when the father appoints it, obviously, like the Mepharshim explained, obviously the guy received some benefit from the father, so he owes him a favor. Okay. Abba Shol Amar Chilav Dvar. Okay, so the first opinion says like this: the father appoints, no swearing. Bezdin appoints, yes swearing. That's what the first opinion said. I mean, the opposite. The father appoints him, no swearing. Bezdin appoints him, no, the opposite.
Yeah.
Keep saying the same thing. The father appoints him, then he has to swear. Bezdin appoints him, he doesn't have to swear. That's what the first opinion says. Comes along Abba Shol and says, no, Chilav Dvarim, just the opposite. Mamish the opposite. If the father makes him, he doesn't have to swear, and if Bezdin makes him, he does have to swear. Huh? Mino avi yisaimim lo yishava. If the father appointed him, he doesn't swear, and Reb Shimon therefore Kabba Shol, Rabbanim K'Rabbanim. Okay, now what's their logic? He says, Reb Shimon, the Chachamim are right. If the court appoints you, and you're going to have to swear, who's going to want to be a court appointee? But it's good for his ego. That means the court trusts you. If the court appoints you as an administrator, right? That means basically Bezdin trusts you, accepts you, and respects you. So over there, a guy will swear. The father did it, he's doing the father a favor. If he's going to have to swear every Monday and Thursday, why would he want to do it? Mamish the opposite. So therefore, the Gemara says, this is the argument here. Rab Shimon, who says you have to swear, holds like Abba Shol, and the Chachamim hold like the Chachamim. Meaning, the case is that the father appointed the woman as an apotropos. The father appointed his wife administrator. Right? So now, according to Abba Shol, yeah, if the husband appoints him, you don't swear. He trusts him. So, and the other piece is the opposite. If the husband appoints her, then you do have to swear. Huh? No, speaking the husband made apotropos.
Them two,
It's the wife, not the
him or
daughter.
his wife?
Huh?
Is it his wife, the apotropos?
No, the husband, what do you want?
They extend it.
Uh,
It depends which one you're talking.
porta potties. When you go in, the light opens up.
We're confused.
Okay. The case is speaking according to the Gemara now. The husband appointed his wife apotropos.
His wife?
His wife is an administrator of the estate. Now, before we said, Abba Shol says that if Abba Shol says, if the father made him, he has to, he doesn't swear. The father made him, he doesn't swear.
Made who? No.
Her, anybody.
Oh, anybody.
And if Bezdin made him, they do swear. But here's the case where the husband made her. So according to Abba Shol, he would not have to swear, and according to the Chacham, he would have to swear.
Now the woman only becomes an apotropos after the husband dies.
No, the case over here, the Gemara is saying he made an apotropos when he was alive.
Right, but it doesn't apply till he passes away.
Correct.
Is that right?
Yep.
Okay. Because he's just over it's the orphans.
Taisa says an interesting concept. Why does he say that the husband had to appoint to an apotropos? Because Bezdin normally doesn't appoint women as administrators.
But if he appointed a man as administrator, who does the swearing?
Huh?
If he appointed a man as an administrator, who does the swearing? Him?
He would have to swear anyway. It wouldn't change the halacha. The Gemara is just speaking the practicality of it. How do you get a woman administrator? It can't be Bezdin sets it up. It has to be the husband. So again, it's the same thing. Reb Shimon, the Tanakam of our Mishnah, that says the heirs could make her swear, hold like the Chachamim. Reb Shimon, who said they can only swear by Ketubah, by nothing else, he holds like Abba Shol. So Maskula Abaya asks, 1 minute. If that's the case, why does it say calls Machi Tevas Kesubos? Why does it say, according to the Chachamim, that when she collects the Kesubah, she has to swear Im Tevas if she claims the Kesubah? Meaning like this. It doesn't say if. The question is when she collects the Kesubah, or if she collects the Kesubah. So the question is, Abai asks, why does it say whenever she collects, it should say if she claims the Kesubah, the heirs can make her swear. Okay? Meaning, that means Reb Shimon treats her more stringently than the Tanakam, which is not true.
Before they treated him less.
Officially, yeah, but according to this, that when she collects the Kesubah, okay, they could impose this oath that's more stringent. Okay, then the Elohim Abaya says, it goes on another case. Okay? Remember, the Chachamim hold, you want to collect from them, you always have to swear. Reb Shimon says only when you're asking for the Kesubah, right? So we're trying to figure out what the case is that they're arguing about. So Abai says in the case. In another case. Cause of law, okay, this is an earlier section in the Mishnah. Cause of law, for her husband writes a document to his wife, and he says, Neder shvua ein li yolayich. I have no vow or an oath upon you. The husband writes clearly to the wife, you don't have to swear ever for me, to me. Okay? The din is, ein yachal hashbiya. He cannot make her swear because he wrote it clear. I free you from any future oaths. Right? So then he can't make her swear. Okay. What happens if he writes, ein neder shvua ein li, not to my yoshim and not to those that take over in my successors, right? Or alecha v'al yoshecha v'al barim b'shusecha, upon you, or heirs or upon successors, any yachal hashpia, he cannot make her swear. Not another two cases like this. One case he's saying, my heirs, my successors cannot make you swear. That means now he's saying on himself. He writes, the husband writes like this, you will never have to swear for me. So obviously she doesn't have to swear for him. Then second case is he writes more. You won't have to swear for me, or for my kids, or for my successor. You'll never have to swear. Okay. What happens then, the last case is, what happens if it's Loihu, V'lo Yoshev Le'aba Meshusei, neither he nor his heirs nor his successor, either not on her or not upon her, the heirs and successors, so then the din is, they cannot make him swear. Okay, that was the deal. And also Reb Shimon Lemeimer, and then Reb Shimon comes along, okay, calls Manshi Tavas Kesubos Yarshim Mashbiyan Eisa. But it means like this. According to the case we're talking about, a guy says to his wife, he writes it, yeah, because otherwise he'll deny it. You'll never have to swear for me. You'll never have to swear for my kids. You'll never have to swear for my success. You'll never have to swear, right? And then he says, upon you, upon your heirs, upon your successors, right? You're never going to have to swear. He can never make her swear, not him and not his kids. Okay? Because that's what he wrote. Comes along Rab Shimon and says, yeah, true, except if she's coming to collect the Ketubah, then the kids can make her swear.
So what was the first case is referring to?
Huh?
Not Ketubah.
The first case is you don't have to swear for anything. The Chachamim. Right? Chachamim write that if the guy says to the wife, you can't swear, your kids can't swear, nobody swear nothing. Yeah? So according to the first opinion, even when she comes to collect the Ketubah, they cannot make her swear. Not only food, not only accusing her, whatever. Even when she collects the Ketubah, she doesn't have to swear. That's what the Chachamim are. Reb Shimon comes along and says, no. Even though normally they cannot make her swear because that was what he wrote, but when she comes to collect the Ketubah, they could make her swear.
Right.
1 second. Why? And this is Kamefligi Beplukte the Abba Shol ben Ima Miriam, a guy named Abba Shol ben Ima Miriam in the Chachamim. Okay? Now,
He's called Abba Shaul
Ben Ima Miriam.
Was it the same Abba Shaul?
No, it could be whatever. Okay, so therefore like this. What's the argument? Abba Shol ben, what's his name? Ben Ima Miriam, okay, he holds the fact that you wrote no oath cannot override a rabbinic law that says anytime you collect from your seimim, you have to swear. He said, Bezdin says you have to swear. You're going to write a letter, you don't have to swear. He said, hey, you can't do that, according to Abba Shol. If Bezdin says you have to swear, how can you write that you don't have to swear? And Reb Shimon says, no. Reb Shimon says, you could override it. Okay, so now the Gemara says, Maskula, Rav Papa asks the question, Ha Teinech calls Manshi Teves Kesubasa. Then it's only good when she's collecting the Ketubah. But Eino Teves Kesubasa, if she's not asking for the Ketubah, does she swear or not? Because according to what we just said, Reb Shimon says, you always have to swear, and the Chacham, you never have to. Right.
Something different.
Huh?
The same thing.
Right. No, Reb Shimon says, even though the husband said you don't have to swear, even for the Ketubah, she has to swear anyway. Yeah? So what happens if she doesn't want to accept the Ketubah, the other issues? Can she swear or not? So what's the din? We're not talking, it doesn't make sense. We're not talking about that.
It shouldn't be different. It should be the same, no?
Huh?
Shouldn't be different. You Ketubah or everything the same thing, no? Why should be different?
Reb Shimon holds, according to the way the Gemara is learning now, according to Rashi, that any time, even if the husband explicitly wrote to her, you don't have to swear, Reb Shimon says she has to swear anyway. Yep. Why Reb Shimon holds the husband's freeing her cannot undo a rabbinic law that says you have to swear. The Chachamim say no. If he frees her, he frees her. So Gemara said, but then it's not only the Ketubah. According to Reb Shimon, she always has to swear.
Yeah.
So why is that case only talking about the Ketubah? So obviously there's a problem with this case. Anyway, so the Gemara answers, Elam and Apapa, Lafukim and Rabbi Lazar Machlokuse, this is the deal what we learned before of Rabbi Lazar. Okay. Meaning like this. In the first Mishnah, Tanakama ruled that if the husband appoints his wife, okay, and he didn't clearly say you're free from swearing, he can always make her swear. That's only though if he appointed her administrator. Can he make her swear not an administrator? It's like you stole the thread, you stole the needles, you did whatever, you didn't do what you're supposed to do, then he can't make him swear. Rabbi Lazar says, even if he didn't appoint his wife as administrator, he can make her swear anyway, whatever he wants.
Not on the Ketubah?
Huh?
Not on the Ketubah? The Ketubah you can't.
The Kesubos, Rabbi Shimon says you have to swear. Chum say you don't have to swear. Okay, next Mishnah is very interesting Mishnah. Now, when a woman gets, remember she collects the Kesubah for two things. Death or get. Right? Now, normally the way it works is a woman comes to Bezdin. Okay, she wants to collect the Kesubah. Yeah? So what's the normal way of doing it? She comes to Bezdin. Bezdin doesn't necessarily know who she is or whatever, what the story is. So she brings the get to show she's divorced. I mean, she can't come up and say, I want to collect my husband's Kesubah. How do you know you're divorced? Maybe you're still married. Right? So normally she has to bring the get. And then she has to bring the Kesubah. The document that says he owes her the money. That's the normal way of doing it, right? She brings the get and the Kesubah. This Mishnah is going to discuss what happens if you only bring the get and not the Kesubah, or the Kesubah and not the get. It says, if you see a get, see what the Mishnah, bottom line of Peichesam and Beis, 88b3. If you see a get, a woman produces a get, but doesn't produce the Kesubah. What does it mean? Peasant says to her, where's your Kesubah? I lost it. I never got it, but I lost it. Okay? Now, the problem over here is, okay, the get and the Kesubah show that she is owed the money. But the fact that she doesn't have the Kesubah, technically the husband could say, I paid it already. Nobody's doubting that a divorced woman gets a Kesubah. The question, if she doesn't produce the Kesubah, the husband could say, yeah, I mean, we were married, I owed you a Kesubah, but I paid it. And the proof of it is, where's your Kesubah? If I paid it, I mean, if I didn't pay it, produce your document.
Can she bring her husband to Beiti and have him write a new one?
Not after you're divorced. No, the din is a husband and wife can't live together without a Kesubah. If they lose the Kesubah, or it's torn or whatever, you know, they have to write another Kesubah.
Maybe they didn't keep a copy?
Of the Kesubah, they used to use a lav dafka, not necessarily. It could be from a different city.
So what's she going to do?
Well, then we'll see what the din is. The Mishnah said like this: Eitzia get. The woman produced the get, but eini ma Kesubah. She didn't produce the Kesubah. Okay? So, the din is, geiva Kesubasa. She can still collect the Kesubah.
How much?
Whatever it is.
No, she doesn't have it.
She
Could be like the two or not the two.
Because she has a get.
100, 200.
Yeah,
If she wasn't married, how could she have a get? In other words, it doesn't matter because the get proves that she's married. She needs to swear. It shows that you had she needs to swear.
No.
No?
No.
There's a get. The get shows she's married.
The husband says I paid it. Okay.
Well, how does the...
Let's go back a little,
Prove
because
that
it's,
anyway.
no, this is important to understand over here like this. I say, I have a document that you owe me $1,000. A loan document, you owe me $1,000, yeah? I don't have the document. And the guy, you say, I paid it. Correct? Can I collect?
Swear.
A rabbinic oath, you swear if you deny everything. But technically, can I collect?
If you have witnesses?
No witnesses. They're saying there's no document. They died.
No.
Finished. Okay. Why? You got to prove it. If I want to take money from you.
Isn't the get considered like a receipt?
No, 1 second. Here it's different. Let me explain what the difference is. Over there, it's lav dafka that you ever borrowed the money. Not necessarily that you borrowed the money. Okay? Ketubah is an obligation of Bezdin on a husband to pay the Ketubah. Correct? It's a powerful loan, so to speak, right? It's a powerful loan. Because Bezdin incorporated the Ketubah, that the husband has to pay the Ketubah. So therefore, this is different than all other documents. All of the documents, if you can't prove it, it's worthless. Here, Bezdin says there was a Ketubah. There was a Ketubah. Why didn't the husband prove that he paid it? So here the burden of proof is on the husband.
What would be the proof that he paid it? I mean, normally...
A receipt.
Normally, I thought the Ketubah then goes to the husband after he pays.
So why didn't he produce the Ketubah? The husband should produce the Ketubah that he
We're only
paid.
talking about the woman not
Okay.
producing the Ketubah.
Okay.
The woman's not producing the Ketubah.
No. So we didn't talk about the husband not producing
Yeah,
the
but
Ketubah.
if the husband does it, that
I
shows that
assume
he
the
got
husband
it
wasn't
from
even
her.
there.
Had to be a receipt.
In other words, because it's an obligation Bezdin sticks on you, unless if you prove that it's paid, you got to pay it. In other words, the burden of proof is on
You need your
you
receipt.
that you paid it more than the one that's... So normally if I say you owe me money, it's me and you. I mean, there's no Bezdin, there's no obligation, there's no nothing. So then I have a burden of proof, it's on me. But this is what the Mishnah is saying. Because she took out the gets. In other words, she's saying that we were married and divorced and therefore you have to pay me a Ketubah. Right? Where's your Ketubah? I lost it. The Mishnah says he still has to pay the Ketubah. Unless if he can prove with witnesses or receipt or whatever that he paid it.
How can you give a get if you never gave a Ketubah?
Huh?
How can you give a get?
No, first you give a get and then she can collect the Ketubah.
No, there's no doubt that there was a Ketubah. That's not a
The
question.
lost, the husband can't prove that he paid.
She just didn't have it when she went to claim it.
The fact that there's a get means that we're married.
Right. He had to get, he gives you a get.
I understand that. But the fact is, the fact that she has a get means we were married and he divorced me. That's what it means in simple
It
English.
doesn't prove that he actually paid.
We're married, we were married, and you divorced me. Correct? Now, Bezdin says like this. You're married, you have to pay a Ketubah. When? When she gets divorced. Okay? So she proved that she got divorced. Now the husband says, I paid it. I mean, if the husband agrees he didn't pay it, there's no question here, right? The husband says, I paid it already. He can't say I wasn't married to you because there's a get that contradicts him, right? So the husband says, I paid the Ketubah. And then he says to the wife, where's the Ketubah? She says, I lost it. So normally, with a loan document, if I say you owe me $1,000, and you say to me, where's your document? I say, I lost it. You tell me fly a kite. And Bezdin will tell me fly a kite. But over here, because it's an obligation of Bezdin to pay a Ketubah, the burden of proof that you paid it is on the husband, and he has to prove that he paid it, even if the wife doesn't have a Ketubah. That's what the Mishnah is saying here.
So if the husband is dead, cannot bring a proof, right? There is no
Well, let's
burden on the
if the
husband,
kid,
right?
well, then she still collects the Ketubah.
No, if she comes with the get, no, he doesn't need the get anymore. He doesn't have Ketubah. So
It
it
could
would
be
be
a
the same
receipt
thing, no?
and his possessions, his heirs would find the receipt.
Rashi quotes in the Gemara in Bava Metzia over here, it's just an interesting rule, that anything Bezdin makes is like you're holding the document in your hand even if you don't have it.
So Rabbi, technically speaking, whose responsibility is it to look after the ketubah? To make sure...
Until they get divorced,
No, I'm saying just in general. Who has to know that the ketubah's...
the wife.
The wife has to know.
It's for her protection.
So the husband...
You know what the Sfardim do? I don't know if they still do it. They used to give it to the mother-in-law. This is her mother. They didn't trust the Sephardic men are like this. They don't trust them. So they're afraid the husband will come and rip up the Kesubos somewhere and throw it out and get rid of it. So they don't trust their own husband with it. So they give it to her parents to hold on to her Kesubah.
Same thing, yeah.
Huh?
It's the same thing, either she keeps it or the mother.
She has to know where it is.
Yeah, that's all.
People have this mistake. They think, because it says if you don't have a Kesubah, you can't be intimate with your husband, yeah? So people think I go on a vacation, I have to take my Kesubah with me. That's not right. The wife has to know where the Kesubah is and that it exists.
So even if you use the mother-in-law, you know it's...
Yeah.
You know where it is.
You know where it is, yeah?
It's under lock and key in a safe.
Which is fine.
No, it happens a lot of
As long
times.
as she has
People
the key.
move. You know how many times people lose the Kesubahs? The people move. And, they lose the Kesubah.
Wouldn't they put in a safe deposit box?
Yeah, but if they don't have one.
Some modern, they hang it in the home. It's not good, yeah?
Yeah, for the artistic Kesubah,
Yeah.
in our circles we're against it, we don't do it.
Is it like senior?
It's a private document between husband and wife. It's a financial document. What is it?
Contract.
But some people make a very fancy
Yeah.
artwork.
Yeah,
and
you
they pay
kidding?
Lots and lots of money.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
somebody
Okay.
do it, so it's a picture.
Now, that's the first case, right? She brings the get, no Kesubah, then she collects the Kesubah, right? Okay. Now the case is the opposite. Kesubah, ve'eni mo get. She brings out the Kesubah, but she doesn't have a get. Okay? So what happens? Here, Meres, the wife says, Aved Giti, I lost my get, but I had a get, so therefore we're divorced, and you owe me the money. The husband says, Aved Shavri, I lost my receipt. I paid you already. Okay? So she says, I lost the get. He says, I paid you, but I lost the receipt. Just like you're losing, I'm also losing, right? You lost the get, I'm losing the receipt.
It's the same case as the first one, almost.
No, 1 second, let's see. The same thing, a creditor produces a loan document after Shemitah, I'll explain what that means. There was no prusbul, they should not get paid. Okay, meaning, both cases, the woman produces a Kesubah, no get, she doesn't collect. The same thing, a loan document with a prusbul. Now, one second. The sabbatical year, Shemitah, the Torah says all debts fall off. Right? You know the famous law, okay? Debts fall off, and the Torah says, I'm warning you, don't be wicked, even though you're not going to get your money back, you should lend money anyway. Okay. In the days of Hillel, famous Hillel, people stopped lending money. I'm going to lend you money half a year before Shemitah, and then as soon as Shemitah comes, the debt's over, why should I lend you money? I'm not interested in giving you money. Okay. So Hillel said, we're going to make a takana for the benefit of the world. Again, there's a world benefit that people should lend money. So what did he do? He wrote a prusbul. He made a prusbul. He could do verbally, writing. In the time of the Gemara, they wrote it. What's a prusbul? Hillel said, I give my loan, I write in the prusbul, I'm giving my loan over to the courts. So the Torah says, the courts, the Beis Din. The Torah says a private debt is gone in Shemitah, but not a Beis Din debt. Okay? So therefore, how did he save this situation? You owe me money, I'm afraid I'm not going to collect it, I write a prusbul before Shemitah, and now we say it, okay? And that allows me to collect the debt. Now, the guy comes after the Shemitah year, he brings about a shtar chayv, It says you owe me money. The problem is he can't produce the prusbul to show that the debt is still effective. Ve'ini mer prusbul. So in both cases, they cannot collect the money.
Prusbul has to be drafted before the 7th year?
Yeah. Yes. What are we afraid of over here? Number one, maybe the woman collected already the Ketubah from the get that she brought out. No, she brought the Ketubah, maybe she collected the Ketubah already. And the same thing, maybe this guy never wrote a prusbul. And if he didn't write a prusbul, then there's no loan. The loan automatically falls apart, so therefore they're not believed. Reb Shimon Gamliel says, Min ha-sakana ve'elach, from the time of danger and onward, meaning like this. There was a time, Rashi says, the Goyim, the Jews were under Roman rule and all those Greek rules and them. The Goyim made takanis that you can't keep mitzvahs.
Can't keep what?
Mitzvahs. You can't do mitzvahs. If you do mitzvahs, we're going to kill you. Okay? Now, a woman, therefore, was scared to hold on to her get. Because a get is a mitzvah, right? If you want to divorce your wife, you have to do a get. So women were afraid that if the government's going to catch them with a get, they're going to kill her. So what did they do? After they got a get, they burnt it. Burned the evidence. Right? Or any other mitzvahs, he says. So therefore, they were burnt. Similarly, creditors were afraid to hold on to the prusbul. The prusbul, again, is a halachic document that means you're keeping mitzvahs. Right. So therefore, Reb Shimon Gamliel says, Isha gave a Kesubos shlei beget, or Balchev gave a shlei beprusbul. So then Reb Shimon Gamliel says, then you can't blame her when she says, I don't have a get. Right? Because what is she saying in our case in the Mishnah? I lost my get. So I would say I lost the receipt. Right? So she can't collect it. But in the case of time of sakana, over there was a problem. She was afraid to keep the get. So therefore, Bezdin has rachmanis on her that as long as she provides the Ketubah, even though she doesn't provide the get, she can still collect the Ketubah. What did you want to say?
Isn't Ketubah a mitzvah?
No, Ketubah is a financial document.
So get some mitzvah, Ketubah is...
I mean, it's not a mitzvah to divorce your wife, by the way.
I'm saying though that the thing is that they wouldn't burn the Ketubah either. I guess it can't. Yeah.
No, they wouldn't burn the Ketubah. The Ketubah is a financial document. So people don't get it. The Ketubah is beneficial for the woman. Chacham made Ketubah. Chacham instituted the institution of Ketubah for the benefit of the woman. Why? Because if a guy doesn't have to pay a Ketubah, they'll divorce their wives like flies. Like this, a guy would be hesitant to divorce his wife. He has to pay a lot of money for Ketubah. Right? And then Ketubah means healing her and redeeming her if she was captive and feeding her. And after that, there's a lot of expenses in Ketubah. So the Chacham said, in order to protect the woman, we're going to make it the institution called Ketubah. Because otherwise, the guys would just divorce the wife, marry and divorce the next day. I mean, who cares? It's not going to cost them any money. But
I just remember. So if she brings a Kesubah, but she doesn't have a get, she doesn't collect?
well, according to the first opinion in the Mishnah, no. Rabbi Shimon Gamliel says when the danger period came, then she would collect it.
So it really depends on time and place.
Correct.
What do you mean danger?
When the Goyim said you can't keep mitzvahs anymore.
Okay. Then she would collect.
Right.
Nowadays, is the get given to the Beis Din, so there's a record of it, or it doesn't have to be that?
No, Bezdin, of course the get has to go through Bezdin.
Okay, so but they don't.
The
keep
Bezdin keeps the get. The husband and wife don't get a get.
Okay.
In the process of it's interesting.
They put on microphone today?
No.
So that's different than it used to be.
When a husband gives the wife a get, The whole process, how the get is written, and then the get is reread, and then it's folded in a certain way, and then the woman has to walk on, then comes back, and the husband drops the get into her hand, and she puts it under her arm, and she walks, and then Bezdin takes and makes a big, with a razor, or scissors, you make a big X in the get. And then Bezdin keeps the get. What the husband and wife get when they prove that they have a get is what's called the p'tur. Bezdin then, when the couple pays what they owe, then Bezdin writes a thing to the man, take a document, legal document from Bezdin, signed by 3 dayanim, that on this and this day, this guy who was married to this and this woman divorced his wife according to the Moshe, we testified that he's divorced and he can marry anybody he wants, and right? And the same thing, the woman gets the p'tur. So the actual get is kept in Bezdin. How long does Bezdin keep the get? That's every Bezdin is different.
So then Bezdin then collects the money for the woman and gives it to her. Is that
For the Kesubah?
Yeah.
In practical halacha today, they don't usually collect the Kesubah. Because in the settlements that they have between husband and wife, it's much more than a Kesubah is. So they didn't actually collect the Kesubah.
The settlement is a Jewish document or a civil document?
It's a civil. They usually call it settlement in court. Bezdin usually doesn't make financial settlements or custody. Because, for a very, very simple reason, they don't only have the legal authority to enforce it. If Bezdin says, okay, you have to give $100 a month alimony, yeah? Yeah? And the guy doesn't, what can Bezdin do?
That's the court, that's the court, that's...
What could they do back then?
Bezdin had power. They excommunicated the guy that went into his property and took away his property. Are you kidding? Bezdin was the law of the land. Nowadays, the courts, the civil system is with the civil court could do whatever they want. They can go into your property and put a lien on it and take it away, right? So therefore, Bezdin, to even custody, you're going to have the kids twice a week. They're going to change it. Bezdin doesn't have the legal authority to enforce their decisions. So most Bati Dinim, even the ones that do Gittin, will not get involved in the financial
How about
settlement.
Israel?
It depends. And Israel is also a secular court system. I mean, officially, Gittin and Kedushin are given over to the Orthodox, to the Rabbanut. But now there's a whole thing with the conservative and reform. They're fighting it. They also want the whole commotion.
I thought if the Betin makes a law, the court recognizes that, no?
Nowadays it does.
No, in America, no?
It does, but it's a much bigger hassle. First of all, that's only when they sign arbitration agreement that they both listen to what the Bezdin's going to say. Correct? And even then you have to go through Bezdin. It's a much bigger hassle.
So they should not go to Betin, they should go to court?
That's what they usually do. What they really do, the best thing halachically for them to do, is to have 2 Jewish lawyers. Best thing would be 2 frum lawyers. So then it's not Goyish court, it's 2 Yidden. They draw up the agreement. I'll tell you what usually happens in the real frum circles. They get 2 frum lawyers, each side gets a lawyer, the frum. They write up, the lawyers deal with the situation. They write up the stuff, and then they have a Bezdin check it over to make sure just according to halacha, because it's talking about frum people that want halacha. And then they'll put it into court, and if both parties agree, the court's going to okay it. I mean, what should the court get involved if both parties agree, right? They're not going to go crazy. And then Bezdin validates it.
So that's the right thing to do.
What's done
If
with the
both
children?
agree.
What?
People that don't agree.
With what? Custody? Again, that's the lawyers work out, because then the courts can enforce it.
Gotta get 4 years ago, they still haven't got.
If a husband and wife are fighting over custody, right, and Bezdin rules a certain way, okay, and the father doesn't listen, the mother doesn't listen, yeah, what can Bezdin do? Nothing, practically speaking. They can't lock the guy up in jail, right? They can't fine him. They can't penalize him. They can't excommunicate. I mean, yeah, Bezin will get a big deal. So therefore, in these things, it goes through usually the secular system.
Where do the kids go? Orphanages?
What? No, in halacha, by the way, there's an interesting halacha. Forgetting the secular system, yeah? According to halacha, if two parents divorce and there's a bunch of kids, the din is like this, very simple. Boys go to the father, girls go to the mother, any kid under 6 goes to the mother. Boy or girl, because they still need the mother.
But not anymore.
Very interesting.
Whatever, that's the, because again, it doesn't work like that in halakha anymore. Usually people don't do that. But people that do, let's say people that were never legally married, only halachically married, right? So that's what they're going to have to do. Of course they're not going to get involved, unless it's a common law wife. I mean, there's issues involved. But then, the halacha is, boys go to the father, girls go to the mother, any kid under 6 goes to the mother.
Sounds reasonable.
Now, afterwards, if I'm not sure, that if let's say now there's a 5-year-old kid, boy, so he goes to the mother, but after 6, he goes to the father.
You mean if he's 5, he's going to the mother. Once he turns 6, he goes to the father?
I believe so.
Oh, wow.
No, because over 6 goes to the boys go to the father.
Even after the rule.
But it's not practical today. It's not done today.
I know.
Pasha. Okay, let's leave it here.